Hey guys, so now we will going to cover about nodes. Okay, so nodes is something we will going to discuss what nodes is all about. So using nodes, we will going to practically build a complete AI agent and automation in front of you. So it's something very much important for you guys to understand about nodes, and this is what we will going to cover now. Okay, one more thing, just search for kukucourses.com. Just search on browser and go to our the first website here, and make sure that go to courses here and just search here AI agent. Okay, you will see this free course. Just open this, and this is the free course. Okay, so if you click on start course button, so before you move to the notes, first make sure that you watch the previous lessons regarding part 1, part 2 till part 5. Then this will be most probably part 6. Okay, so which you have to note. Okay, now guys, we will going to understand the concept of nodes. Now nodes is something which is very much important for you guys to learn. Now I will try to make you guys understand the concept of nodes in most easiest way. For now, just see here, when we talk about, let's say, building a house. Okay, so we need various elements, maybe bricks, okay, cement, and water, okay, and sand, labor. So plenty of things it is required to build a complete house. So without all of these things, okay, without using, let's say, bricks, cement, we cannot build a house. Okay, so similarly, when we talk about building, AI agent and automation, which is our robot. Okay, so to build this AI agent and robots, we have to use nodes. Okay, so just understand nodes are some small parts, okay, of the automation, which basically help us to create a robot, or I can say AI agent and automations. Now if you see with our example, where we have taught you that we have one bakery store. Okay, where the user will going to fill the form, okay, name, address, and the order what he wants. So when he click on the submit button, so this is where the automation will start. Okay, the automation will start when the user will fill the form and submit it. Then through that, the automation that will go to the AI robot. He will understand that what type of a order it is, and according to that, through automation it will send that to the particular department. That's it. And after that, the automation will end, right? So my dear friends, here what happened is that first automation helped the data to come to the AI. Then it understood what that order is all about, whether it's related to pizza, cake, and after understanding that, it has forward that order to a specific department. Then the automation end. That means always understand that whenever we talk about any automations or any AI agents which we will going to create, okay, so it will going to have a start point and a end point. Okay, so start automation, basically we say it as a trigger. So trigger means when we want the automation to start. So whenever you want that your automation should get start, so that is the concept known as trigger. Okay, now when you go to, let's say, workflow, and let's say if I click on here the workflow in N8N, and I suppose you guys have set up one now, and click on create workflow from the top, and let me just take with, let's say, maybe let's say nodes. Okay, so here it's a complete workflow. Okay, so as you all know that we have even taught you, a workflow is what? A workflow is something um, which is like a canvas where we can build automations and AI agents. So this is the place, okay, where we will going to build our automations and AI agent. So this particular is known as workflow. Okay, it is like a canvas, and you can name the workflow to whatever name you want. So I have just given nodes. You can name it whatever you want, and whatever workflow you will going to create. And if you click on overview button, so here you can see the first workflow is created. Okay, so if you click on it, so here you will going to see your workflow again has got open. Okay, so hope you guys have got the idea about what is workflow. So let's again back to our uh, Canva notes. Okay, so basically here, okay, we will going to build AI agents and automations, but for that we need to use the nodes every single time. Okay, we will going to use nodes. So for example, if I click on plus button here, so you can see it is asking what trigger. Okay, and here it's saying a trigger is a step that starts your workflow. That means it starts your automation. So as we have mentioned here as well, the trigger will basically help you to start your automation. So that is the concept. Okay, so we have here lots of, you can say, nodes. So these are all known as nodes. There are plenty of nodes. For example, let's say if you want to trigger it manually, so let's say if someone tap here, so you can see this becomes a trigger point. So now here what this particular node is about, it basically says that whenever you click on this execute workflow, here you can see it is written when clicking on execute workflow, so your automation will start. So for example, if you click on execute workflow, you can see automation started. So what I mean to say is that whenever you go to any of the canvas, okay, in workflow, so first you need to add a trigger. So that trigger will basically help you to start the automation. Okay, so you can see in this case we have add one trigger where the automation will start whenever we click on this execute workflow button. That's it. And here you can see, you can also see the play button. So from here also you can start the automation. You can also turn off this node, so it will become deactivate. If you want, you can delete this one, so you can see that is gone. Now if you again click on the plus button, again it is saying that right now it's empty. So again it is saying that, okay, first tell us what will be the trigger to start your automation. So we have seen this one. There are plenty one of them. Okay, so let's say on schedule. So if you want, let's say your automation to, let's say, start in every day, okay, or maybe in every hour, you can even do that. So your automation will start every single hour. So on the basis of schedule, this will going to work. So there are plenty of nodes. Let's say on webhook call. Okay, so webhook is something, but the concept, we don't want to go very much inside the concept of webhook right now, but just understand this is also a way where you can start your automation. Okay, which is known as webhook. Then we also have let's say chat. So let's say if you go back here, and by the way, whenever you see here, so at the top you will see something known as back to canvas. Okay, so if you tap here, so you can see chat is here, and now it says that whenever you will, someone will type the chat, so then the automation will start. For example, let's say if I write here hi, click on enter, so you can see now automation got started. So chat means whenever the chat will going to happen, so then only the automation will start. So similarly, my dear friends, there are plenty of other automations, even this on form submission as well. Okay, so for example, if you put the form, so using the form also the automation can get start. So hope you guys have got the basic understanding about what trigger is. So whenever you see a blank canvas, so always make sure that you need to add first trigger, then only the automation will start. And by the way, if you let's say click on this plus button, and let's say if I click on trigger manually, okay, if I execute the workflow, automation starts. So this is a trigger. So after adding the trigger, if you click on the plus button, now it will say that, okay, you have added that trigger, now what you want to do next. Okay, so here you can see plenty of nodes like AI action and plenty of the things we have over here, right? So these are all the nodes. Now see, when your automation will start, so now inside it plenty of things will going to happen. Okay, for example, let's say People will fill the form, then the automation will send that to the robot. AI will analyze it, whether it's related to pizza or cake, then according to that it will send to the specific department. So all this part, okay, all this backend, you can say you can do using the action, utility, and AI. So here you can see action, AI, and this utility. So basically just understand, after trigger, all these things will help you to make your automation very to the very next level. And once you do that, then your automation will end. That's it, and you will going to get the result you want. That's it. Now, in nutshell, what I mean to say is that nodes, okay, it's nothing, just node basically helps you to create your AI agents and automation in workflow. So without nodes you cannot create a single step. Okay, so it's like house. Okay, so you require plenty of nodes like bricks, cement, labor. Okay, even you need water. Okay, then cement to mix them to create the cement. So plenty of elements we require. Then using all of them we can build a house. So similarly, to build any AI agent and automation, you require lots of nodes. Now we will going to talk about different types of nodes. So generally we have a trigger node, action node, utility node, and AI node. We also have one more, that is the code node, which we will not going to focus because I don't want to make things complex for you as a starter. But understand that there are different types of nodes that will going to work together to help you to build AI agent and automation. So that's the simplest meaning I have given here, that nodes are nothing, it just help us to create AI agents and automation in workflow. That's it. Okay, now if you go to the second uh, one, so here you can see the nodes types. Now don't worry, we will practically going to learn each and everything step by step. Just understand the first node is trigger. So trigger basically start the automation. So you all know that trigger helps to start the automation, then only your automation will start. Okay, like if we take with our example, so people will fill the form and submit it. So you can see this boy will fill the form, his name, okay, the email address, and what he wants to order. Similarly, this girl will also going to put her name, address, and her order. And when they submit it, okay, so then the automation will start. So similarly here you can see, if you remove this one, if you click on press button, now you can see it is asking for trigger. So let's say we can select form. So basically a form will help us to start the automation, okay, where people can fill their name, address, and order, and then the automation will start. Okay, that's what you can understand. Then we have a action. So basically it send the form data to AI. So suppose whatever user has written, like I need pizza with extra cheese and all. So all this data like name, address, order, so all this data from the form to you know AI, so this will go through the automation using the action. Okay, so if you see here, after clicking on the plus button, you have this action in app. This will help you to do plenty of things. Now don't worry, just now I have given you one example, but it can do plenty of other things as well. And after the it will go to the AI. So you can use advanced AI. This will understand the order and send to relevant department. So AI, you can use it for various other purpose, but in our case, in this example, what when we will going to use, let's say this AI, you can see here AI. Okay, so this is very popular in N8N, very most used feature, which is AI. So what it will going to do is that it can understand, like in our case, it can understand that what type of order it is, whether it's a pizza or cake, and according to that it will send to the relevant department. So this type of functionality AI can do that. Okay, so that's why here we have a AI type of a node. Okay, and guys, then we have a utility. Okay, so utility is something okay, so here you can see, after adding the trigger, we have this data transformation, flow, and core. So these three, okay, which you see, data transformation, flow, and core. So you can see data transformation, core, and flow. So this all comes under the utility node. Okay, so basically what it do is that all these things are related to data, where you can clean the data, duplicate the data, remove the data, route the data, if you want to transfer the data from one place to another, okay, and much more. So there are plenty of things this utility uh, nodes can do. Okay, so inside utility you will going to have data transformation, flow, and core. And even if you open them, so you can see here inside data transformation you have plenty of things like filter, limit, duplicates, remove duplicates, split out. If you want to merge something, you can use merge, and much more. Similarly, if you click on the flow, here we have a merge, compare, one, switch, wait, start and stop, and much more. Okay, you also have a core. So here you can see you have execute, web hook, your N8N form, and much more. So what you are trying to understand is that you can see that when I have explained you the concept of nodes, so actually somehow you require all these things. Okay, these are all the things which is known as nodes. So there are plenty of different types of nodes, and frankly speaking, it's your first time if you're learning, so you will not going to understand it. But gradually, as you will going to do practice more and more, so you will become familiar with it. But for now, just understand all these nodes basically allow us to create our AI agent and automations. Okay, so we have four types of nodes: trigger, action, advance, which is AI, and utility. So this four combines and it will help you to build your AI agent and automation. But hope you guys have for now understood the concept of nodes, that nodes basically allow you to create AI agent and automation in your workflow. Without any of the nodes you cannot do anything in building automations and AI agent. Okay, so this is all I want to tell you. And there's one more which is known as code, which is something very for advanced users. So I don't want to go there, so I want to make it non-code, non-tech. So that's the reason we will going to focus on these four nodes, which are something very important, and most of the time we will going to use all of them. Okay, uh, so that's all about the concept of nodes for now, okay, in the theory. And as we have discussed, that nodes are something which you will not going to understand immediately right now. With practice, okay, with creating different AI agents and practicing, you will gradually going to become familiar with all the nodes. Okay, but don't worry about anything, and don't go confused that what we were going to do and each and everything. Let's start. Be calm. It's a complete new skill for you to learn. Gradually only you will understand. Okay, if you try to think that immediately I want to learn each and everything, so that would not be possible. But slowly and gradually, through practice and watching some different videos and practicing, you will easily be able to understand and use different types of nodes. So now guys, let's try to understand the nodes. Okay, but as we have mentioned always, that nodes are plenty of nodes we have available. If I try to teach you one by one right now, you will basically going to get confused and you will not be able to understand the things, right? So what we can do in such case? So the very easiest way is to create lot many automations, and slowly and gradually you will be able to understand different types of nodes that are available for us. So let's create a very basic automation. Okay, the automation one. So here what will going to happen is that we will first going here there will be people who will put their name, address, and order in the form. And once they do that, so it will go and record in a app which is a Airtable. Okay, now here trigger. So trigger means, as we have told you, that trigger basically allow to start the automation. So when someone will fill the form and they click on the submit, so this is where the automation will start. Okay, and then we have the action. So action in app with Airtable. Okay, so Airtable, we will going to perform a action, okay, in the app Airtable. Okay, so Airtable is just the application app. Okay, so this is where we will going to perform the action of record. So whatever the user have put like name, address, and order, we will going to record here name, address, and order of that person. Okay, So that's the basic automation. Okay, let's try to create it. um, let's create, maybe let's leave it, and I will just going to click on create automation, and I will just going to name it, let's say automation 1. Okay, like this. And once you do this, okay, now the very first thing is that first we need to go to Airtable. Okay, and one more thing which we have uh, told you or not, so make sure that you must know how to configure the Airtable. So in case let me show you, if you go to airtable.com, okay, so in case you don't have, so just sign up. Okay, and here what I will going to do is that I will going to click on this create workspace, and let's say I will just name it, let's say automation 1, like this. Click on create. I will build one app from the scratch, and let me also name it, let's say automation 1. Okay, so I have named it. Close this Omni, like this. Now in the sheet, if you see here in our diagram, we need name, address, and the order of the people. Okay, so I will select name, and I will let's say I will delete it. Let me just delete all of them. So to delete anything, just click on this scroll drop down arrow, click on delete field. Also you can right click and you can delete field as well. Delete field. Awesome. Now we have a name of the person, then we will ask for the address. So click on this plus button. It's a single line text. Okay, or address could be big. Okay, so it could be, let's say, long text. So here we can say like address. Okay, uh, address, and click on create field. Address is created. Okay, then the third one is the order. So I will click on the plus button, and I will select, let's say, long text, and this time it's order. You can see multiple options like user, date, phone number, email, whatever you want. Okay, so that's totally up to you. Okay, so it's our order. I will click on create field. Name, address, and order. Okay, so you can see name, address, and order of the person, right? And now we want to create some sort of a form. Okay, so make sure that first let's attach it. So I will go to credentials. I will click on the drop down arrow, click on create credentials. And by the way, if you really want to learn about integration, so we will show you how you can do that. But let's say if you search for Airtable, click on this Airtable personal token, continue, and you can name it, let's say automation 1. All you need to put is the access token. By the way, you can just search for Airtable access token. Okay, and you will see this one personal access token. Okay, and then click on this create tokens, or simply go to this one airtable.com/create/tokens. Click on create token. A name will be, let's say, automation 1. Okay, now scope. So here you can see N8N says that if you want to connect Airtable with us, you have to enable the following scopes. Okay, so here in the integration, it is saying with this token you will be able to, then what tokens you want. So first we want is data dot record read. Okay, so I will click on it here, and you can see data dot record read. Similarly, I want data dot record write. So I will select here data record write. Okay, so the two are added, and the third one is the last one, which is schema dot basis read. So I will tap here. This one is schema dot basis read. So these are the three we have given the permission because N8N has recommended us to do this. Once you do this, it will ask you that what base you want to give the access. So I will click on add a base, and the automation 1 which I have created, so I can select that. Even you can select multiple base. So simply click on create token, copy it, make sure don't share your token key with anyone else. Go here, paste it, click on save button, boom. Now your Airtable is connected with N8N. Okay, now your Airtable, because we have told you that when we talk about credentials, so if you want to use any application, okay, because here you can see N8 Airtable, we have just connected that with N8N using credentials, okay, which is the token key. So which is required because N8N only allow us to do this automation, right? So each and every app you need to connect with Airtable. Now when you go to workflow, click on create workflow. Sorry, not create, we have here automation one, tap here. Okay, now see, once you do this, let's first click on add first step. Let's first go with maybe on chat message. Okay, so I know that we need to go with the, I can say with the form. I will show you one thing. Okay, we will going to discuss about form as well, but before that I want to show you something. So suppose if someone will write hi, so always the chat will going to open here and it will going to give us this particular output. The chat input is hi. Okay, like this. Okay, now let's say I want this to be recorded. Whatever I write, I want let's say that to be recorded over here in the Airtable. So I will so you can see the very first thing is we have get the chat. So trigger we have right now selected chat. Of course we have to fill go with the form, but I want to make you guys understand something. So that's the reason I first taken this chat option. Now if you click on create button, and now guys we need to record in the Airtable. Okay, so we need action node. So once you click on the plus button, you will automatically see it will show me the action option here, action. So action node can be performed in any app. Okay, it could be, let's say, Google Sheets, Telegram, or anything. Okay, so this is the action. Okay, the action we are talking about here and the action node we are talking about here. So action basically allow to do anything in any particular app. So I will tap on it, and now on which particular app I want to use. So I want to use Airtable. Okay, Airtable is another app which I want to use with anything. So I will just search for Airtable, simply tap on it. Now what I want to create record in the Airtable. Okay, so I have created here name, address, and order. So I want here to create the record. So what I can do is that you can see here create a record option. Okay, so tap on it. Now here it is asking me that what you want to connect. Okay, so now if you will going to see one thing. Okay, wait, let me show you something. So if you go here in the credentials, so here you can see we are getting three: Airtable 1, Airtable 2, and automation 1. So whenever you basically have credentials, multiple credentials for each app, okay, so it's possible that in N8N for one particular app you can create multiple tokens. Okay, so I have one Airtable 1, 2, and automation 1. Okay, so it is showing me all the option. Airtable 1 you want to select, or Airtable or automation 2, or Airtable 2. So I want to go with the automation 1 because this is where my automation 1 we want to deal with. Okay, where I want to record. Okay, so I will select the automation 1, and once you do that, resource. So resource means I want to record it. Operation, I want to create the record, right? I want to create the record. So I will select it, and in the base. Okay, so what is the base? So the base is automation 1 which we have created. Table name is automation 1. Okay, so if you see here, just go here to, let's say, here again select. Sometimes it takes time. Click on table 1. Now automatically you can see it will map each of the column, and it will enable name, address, and order, because this is what we have selected: name, address, and order. Now see what will going to happen. Okay, so once you do this, okay, so here we have name. Okay, so let's say if you see here, let's say if you clear the execution and focus here. Right now, let me just delete all of these columns, right click and delete it. So now we don't have any record. Now if you try to, let's say, run the automation, so let's say I want to put the name, okay, let's say John, click on enter button. So you can see the executed and you can see that John is recorded as a chat input name here, okay. But if you will going to see in our Airtable, one record is created but nothing is showing over here, okay. Now let me show you. Right now no name is not showing, like John, nothing is showing here. Now let me take it again. So suppose if I click on back to canvas, now this time I want, let's say, Maya name, okay. In the chat I will send the chat. Now Maya name I have written, and again you can see in the chat input, now this time Maya will be recorded. But again here you can see in Airtable, again second record is created but Maya is not recorded here in the name, okay. Now let's say if I put here, let's say, maybe let's say John, okay. Let's say John I have put here in the name. Now just go back to canvas. Let me just remove all of them. Right click. Okay. Now let's say this time make sure that you write here the John. Okay. Save it. And let's write here maybe another name. Let's say Imran. Okay. Click on enter button. So I've written the name as a Imran, and I want that in Airtable, whatever chat I write, let's say I have written Imran, but still you can see it is writing John. Why John? Because here, if you will going to see here, we have a fixed. We have said that I want a fixed value John here. So even though if someone will going to write another name, let's say if I write maybe, let's say Alina, okay, click on enter button. Now I've written Alina here, and you can see in chat input Alina is here, but still in the fixed we have set here as a John, and if you see in the Airtable, still John is recorded. So why that is happening? Because in N8N we have set a fixed value John, so every time automation we run, it will going to write here John. So that is something you have to make sure, okay. And if I remove everything, so you can see it will just going to pass the blank value. So suppose if I go back and let's say this time I put maybe, let's say, Damon, click on enter button. Now you can see if you open it, Damon is recorded over here. You can see Damon, and we have not set any value here. So reason, you can see it has given us a blank space. Now let's say I want that whatever chat I put here, so that same name should be recorded over here in Airtable. So all you need to do is that it's very simple. So whatever the chat input is, I want here in the chat input, all the names are variable, okay. That means whatever I am writing, so all the name is showing up over here. So what I can do is that I can copy this one, okay. Just take your cursor here in chat input and click it and drag it here to, let's say, name. So you can see now automatically once you put this value, it will turn to the expression. So expression means that every time the new value will be recorded as per the automation, not a fixed value, okay. So now if you go back to the canvas and let's say this time, wait, let me just remove all the records here. Right click and delete. Okay. Now let's say if I go ahead and if I write here maybe, let's say Elena again, click on enter. Now automation is started, and you can see Elena is recorded in the chat input here. And let's go here and you can see automatically Elena is recorded over here. Okay, so that's great. Let's try it out. So you can see it's so simple to use N8N. It's very simple, okay, but we need proper instructor who can teach you step by step, okay. Otherwise, what a lot many people do is that they just teach each and everything at the first shot, so that makes student complex to understand the concepts, and basically they forget all the concepts. So that's why it's important to go with step by step. Now let's say second thing I can write here, let's say Imran. Now again let's send the Imran chat. Again the automation is done. and in the record here you can see chat input, it's Imran. And if you go to a table, now you can see Imran is recorded. Now let's say this time I want the address to be, let's say, right here as a no, and here let's say I have put here as a fixed value. So every time the automation will run, so this no value will be recorded because it is a fixed value. Okay, so let's say if I run it, let's say this time I write maybe Kunal, click on enter as a name, and if you see here in the chat input, it's Kunal. And if you see here in air table, you can see Kunal is here no. Why? Because here we have set the fixed value as a no, and order is empty, so the reason it's showing order here empty. And why it's naming Kunal? Because in the chat input we have just dragged this expression Kunal1. Okay, so that's the reason it has shown over here. Okay, now let's play with it. Okay, so let's say if I go back and let's say if I clear all the executions, let's start this, reset the session. Now let's say I want that every time the Kunal should show up here, and in the address I want some specific value, and in order I want no. Okay, so let's say if I write where Kunal lives, let's say India blah 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 blah, so this is my address. If I click on enter button, so if you open it, so here you can see chat input, this has shown here, but in your Airtable nothing is showing here, because in if you will see here, we have set the fixed value as Kunal. Okay, so this is something fixed, and the order is also fixed, so the reason Kunal, and in order it is showing no. But let's say in the address, now this time I want to put this chat input. So guys, never think that chat input is limited to name or anything. So whatever you, so chat input will going to give you all the information which we will going to put inside the chat. So let's say, if I drag it here under address, now if I just go ahead here and let's say if I write another address, let's say New York, Kunal lives in New York in this particular address, blah blah blah, pin code is blah blah blah, and let's click on the enter button. Automation started, and you can see this time chat input is showing New York, and as we have put it here in the address, so now this time you can see in the address it will record this. Okay, you can see New York blah 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 Kunal, he lives in this place, and order is no. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. So whatever expression you will going to drag over here, so according to that the value will show. Okay, so that is all I want to teach you over here. Now one thing why I use chat right now, see, the thing is that if you open the chat, so chat is only giving us, if you open the record here, so this chat input is only allowing us to give one answer. But in our case, we have a multiple answer. Like we also want to ask users about the name, address, and order. So the reason we are using form right now, okay, because if you use the chat, it will not going to allow you to get the multiple answer together. Okay, so let's say even if you write here the name, let's say Imran is the name. Okay, he lives in, let's say, address maybe New York and blah blah blah. Okay, and the order, let's say he want pizza, let's say. So we have written all the three answers, but if you enter it again, so it will only going to pass it in the one parameter, and in the automation you will see it here. But actually we want that Imran should come here in the name, address here, and what is the order, that is the pizza. So that is what actually we want, right? So that is not possible with the chat. Okay, so that is the reason we are going with the form. So all you need to do is just remove it, and once you remove this, so see what will going to happen. So if you will going to notice here, if you click on the plus button, now it will ask you the trigger, because N8N will always going to work with the trigger. Okay, so it will not going to allow you to add another app or action or anything or AI, because it is always asks you to add the trigger. You need to add the trigger. Click on the plus button, and let's say I want on form. Okay, I want the form, so click on the form and click on go back to canvas, and you can just drag the nodes here like this, any node here and there, let's say like this. Now I want to connect it, let's say with this one, so I will tap this plus button and put it and connect it over here. So now they both are connected with each other. Now on form submission, just open it. Now here we have a plenty of things, but authentication now no. So the form title, so let's say I want this form for, let's say, my bakery. Okay. And the form description, so what is the form, this, let's say bakery one. Okay, form description you can just write it if you want. Okay. Let's say we can say thanks. Okay, but the main thing is this: add form element. So if you click on add form element, it will ask the field name. So let's say field name is that I want to ask about the people name. So name, you have to go here and put here, let's say name, and make sure that whenever you write anything, okay, so anything is case sensitive. That means name, here n is capital, and even if you write everything in small, so N8N will going to treat them as a different element. Okay, so make sure that you be careful with the what you are typing. So here you can see a table we have written in title case, that means n is capital and rest are small. So I will just going to write here name like this, and name is what, it's a what type. Okay, you can just set here, let's say if it's a file, email, or just a text. Okay, so you can just write here it's a text. And placeholder, if you want to put, so you can put that, but it's something not that much required. Okay, you can just write enter name maybe. Okay. Okay, so if you click on add form element, the another one we have here is the address, if you see. Okay, so I will just going to write here add address. Okay, make sure the spelling here and spelling here match with each other, and it's a text. Yes, again it's a text. Okay, so I can put here, and let's say here I can say enter address like this. Now the third form here, I want order. Okay, so I want people to, let's say, order. Again it's a text. Okay, placeholder, you can write, let's say enter order details like this. That's it. Now if you go back to the canvas, you can see all the error is gone. Now let's save it. Always make sure that you save your automations every time. So now let's run it. So if you execute the workflow, so now what will going to happen, a new form will going to open. You can see here name, it is asking address and order. And by the way, one thing, first remove each and everything, right click and delete. Okay, so let's say I want here name. Okay, so let's say name is Imran. He can put his address, blah 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 blah, anything. Okay, order, let's say you want pizza with, let's say, extra cheese. Okay, like this. He will click. That is what we want. We want the users to write the name, address, and the order. Okay, so that is the form we created. So we created a name and the address, and third one is the order. So user will put that, and when they click on the submit button, so you can see, if you close it and go here, and you can see on form submission has been done. So here you can see that it has recorded name as a Imran, his address, and the order which he has given. Okay, awesome. But if you go here to Airtable, open it, and here you can see the previous step. So always remember that whenever N8N will run, so always it will going to record the previous information. So on form submission has recorded this, so all this information will pass to the another node, which is this one. So here also you can see that information. Okay, but if you will see in the automation, it has recorded Kunal and no. Why? Because here we have set here name as a Kunal and order as a no. Address is for the chat one, so we have removed the chat, so that's why it not work. Now all you need to do is that remove all of them. Okay, like this, and here is the name. So I will just going to drag the name here like this. Address, its address is here, so I will record the address here like this, and the order, so order, let's record it here. Awesome. Now just go back to canvas. Everything is done. Let's execute it again. Let's say this time it's let's say Alina, her address, let's say blah 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 blah, number, anything, and let's say she needs cake with chocolate, choco bar, something like that. click on submit, and you can see the automation will run and it will execute here. And you can see the form is been submitted with the records. And if you see here in the AI table, it has recorded that Elena and all such things. Okay, and if you go here to the record, you can see it has recorded that Elena, her address, and the order she has given. Okay, so you can close this tab. Okay, amazing, right? Let's play it again just one time. Okay, now this time let's say it's Rohit, and his address is blah 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 anything, and he want to say pizza with extra cheese. Okay, let's go ahead, submit it. Automation run here and it completed. And now if you will go here, you can see Rohit, his address and order he has given. So that's how amazing it is, my dear friends. So that exactly what we have uh, want to create. We have created that. We created a form where people can fill the details, and that should be recorded in Airtable. So that is what exactly happening right now. Okay, so that's how easy to create the automation. Now guys, what we will going to do is that we will proceed with next step. That is that everything will be same till now, but we will now try to teach you with advanced AI, which is the AI node. Remember, in the nodes type we have told you trigger, action, and let's focus on advanced AI. So how you can use the AI okay, inside your automation. So let's take that this is our automation and it's now perfectly recording it. Okay, now let's say I want to create a new one, which is a single line text, and I can just name it as a segment. Okay, so segment will allow me, okay, click on create field, to tell me whether it's cake or pizza. So that is what it will going to do. Okay, so now we will going to make AI. Okay, we will basically the thing is that people will going to put the order that I want pizza with extra cheese, and also AI will try to understand this particular order, and it will figure it out whether it's related to pizza segment or a cake segment. Okay, so I know it's very basic, but just to explain you guys, okay, we will going to do this. So using order, okay, AI will basically understand whether it's a pizza or cake. So ask AI to tell other segment whether it's a pizza or cake. So AI will tell us in the segment whether this particular thing is a pizza or it's a cake, right? So what you need to do now is that we have the record. Now I want click on the plus button, and here you can see the AI. So action we have discussed, now AI. Okay, so click on AI, and this AI agent is very popular. Okay, and that is what we were going to use. Click on here, and always remember that right now you can see we have here the chat or define below. So whenever you use chat as a trigger, so remember the chat trigger which we have used. So so that chat trigger, if you use, just double click on it to open it. So you have to select the first option, otherwise you can tap here, and for all the other cases you will use this define below. Okay, so now this is what it is. Okay, uh, so now we will going to tell AI what to do the tasks. Okay, so we will say, hey, on the basis of below order, okay, tell me, tell, okay, in single word that order is uh, related to let's say uh, pizza or let's say cake. Okay, like this. Now by the way, you can even increase it like this. Okay, so that is what I have set in the prompt to AI. Now I will put the colon, and here I will put the order. Okay, so order. So now how, so whatever the user will put the order, so let's say, so just drag that order expression here and put it maybe let's say over here, okay, like this. So now that's what we have done. So even if you click here, okay, so it will open the complete thing. So you can see that's how it works. Hey, on the basis of below order, tell in a single word that the order is related to pizza or the cake. Now if you basically go back to the canvas, now you can see that we have done. So as we have told you about AI model, okay, so if you remember that we have even taught you about AI agent, so we will going to use AI models, okay, in our AI agent. So we can use GPT model, Flex and Pro. So just click on this chat model, and here you will see all the models which you want to use. Let's say I want to go with the OpenAI chat model. If you tap here, so here it way you just need to connect your OpenAI account. Now where you can see this OpenAI account. Why? Because if you go back, save it, go to your overview, okay, save it first, okay, and click on credentials. So here we have already included the OpenAI one, okay. So in case if you don't know how to integrate it, so as we have discussed every single time, just go to my website kukucourses.com, just go to library, click on free library, and here you will see this N8N credentials and integrations. Click on the view page button, and here you can watch this video. Click on view button and you can easily integrate N8N with OpenAI. So let's again go back to the workflow. Now just open this OpenAI chat model, and here you can select which model you want to use, okay. uh, Incorrect API provided, okay, so I guess the API is incorrect or we have deleted it. So you can see that I went to the platform.openai.com. I will copy a new API key. I will simply go to again the credentials. So by the way, if you watch this video now, this particular OpenAI, just click on view button. It will show you how you can integrate it step by step. Okay, so I just don't want to waste time. Open it and remove this key. You can see, paste the new key, save it, make sure don't share your key with anyone else, and it's connected. You can see here. Now I again go to the workflow, and this time I will go to the automation. Now if I click on AI agent, so everything is perfect. Let's go and check here. Now this time it will make sure OpenAI is selected, and now this time it is giving me which model to choose. You can choose anyone. GPT-5 is currently, when I'm recording, is it's the most powerful, but you can just go with anyone, okay. So I can just go with, let's say, GPT 4.1, let's say mini, okay. Let's go with it. You can choose any model. Now that's it. Now this AI, what it will going to do is that it will analyze it. So this particular node, okay, this will going to do the tasks, and it will going to do the tasks on the basis of the prompt we have given. So if you open the AI agent one, here you can see in the prompt, okay, so it's the instruction you're giving to AI. So what I'm saying that, hey, on the basis of this below order expression, you have to tell me whether it's a pizza or cake. That's it. So let's try and see. Let's execute the workflow. By the way, okay. So let me just remove each and every one. Again, right click and delete it. Okay. Let's go here, click on execute workflow. Okay. It will open the form. I will just going to name it, let's say Imran here. His address, where Imran lives, he can put his address. Order, let's say cake with let's say toppings vanilla choco toppings, okay, like this. Submit it, execution will happen, and boom, the automation will, you can see that AI agent is doing the tasks, and you can see everything is done, and you can see workflow executed successfully. So if you see your AI table, you can see that it has given us each and everything. But here, okay, so you can see name, address and order is recorded of the user. But if you go to AI agent, let's see AI agent has done the task or not. So you can see AI agent, after seeing the order, it has said that it's a cake, right? So that is exactly what AI is doing right now. So this AI node is basically using the order. It is telling us that which segment it is, whether it's a cake or you know uh, pizza. So you can see that Imran has said cake with vanilla. So I understood that it is comes under the cake. So this is the segment. But if you see in the AI table, you can see in the segment it's showing nothing. Why? Because we have not yet map it. So to map it again, what you can do is that, let's close this. Okay, you can again click on the plus button. Okay, and go to the action. Okay, because I want to record this as well. Okay, in the table, so I will click on action, just search for the app you want to use, which is a AI table. And this time I will go with the update record. Reason? Because see, the record is already created, but I want to update it with the segment. Okay, I because record is already created in the previous step. Now I just want to update it. Okay, so that is what I will going to do. So I will simply going to click on this update record. So I will click on the update record, and this time again automation record. Okay, automation 1 selected perfectly. Base will be this one, automation 1. Table, which is the table 1, and it will open each and everything like name, address, order and segment. Okay, and remember that AI agent has given us the response output as a cake. So this is the expression. It will always going to change as per the order, but in this order expression, okay, it will going to store. And by the way, here you can see a table record as well, previous all the actions that has been happened. Like you can see on order summation that has happened. Okay, so that you can see here at the very last. Then the second step is create a record, so that action and information you see over here. And the third one is the AI data, so it will show the AI agent data over here. Okay, so what I need to do is that I have to leave the name, address and order as it is. I don't have to do anything. What I need to do is just to change the segment, okay, and update the segment. So I will just drag the output response here, boom, like this, done. That is what I need to do, because all this data has been already done in the previous step. Okay, so in this create a record, here we have already mentioned, so it will going to create the record. But this time I will just going to update the record with the segment. That's it. Now if you run the automation again, let's close all the remaining one which we are not using. Okay, so let's execute the workflow again. Let's start from the scratch. This time Alina, she needs, let's say she will put her address. Let's say she needs, let's say a, mid size pizza with extra mayonnaise. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so I don't know spelling about it, but it's related to pizza. Submit it, and if you see, the automation will start. Let's wait for it to end. Okay, so here you can see your request is invalid or could not be processed by the service. Let's see what problem we have faced. Could not be processed by the service because you must provide an array of the ID. Okay, so the thing is that ID, it is asking for the ID. So ID means just go to on form submission. Okay, here you don't find the ID, click on create a record. So you can see here you find the ID, right? So you just have to drag the ID over here. So this will make N8N understand that, because see, in the record, if you will going to see, they have this ID1, ID2. So in which particular ID you want to update that. So that is what it is saying. Now let's start it again. Okay, so let me just start from the scratch, or let's run it again. Okay, so I fix it, save it. Now let's execute the workflow. So you can see I'm not editing anything. All the errors I'm showing in front of you. So even if any error occurs, okay, so N8N will show you that, okay, where the problem is. So according to that, you can fix it. Now you can see it's waiting for the trigger event, that is the form. So let's wait. So this time, let's say Selena. Okay, her address, maybe let's say her address, she lives in, let's say, Singapore, maybe something like that. Order, let's say she ordered, let's say, um, let's say large, okay, pizza with chicken, let's say. Okay, it will be, let's say, large. Okay, just submit it. See, the automation will start to work. Let's see. And boom, automation executed successfully. Now if you see here, automation here, so you can see in the segment it has now put pizza. Okay, so everything is working. Let's close uh, these things. Okay, and if you see, AI agent will now see that it's talking about, the order is talking about pizza, so now it has said that it is a pizza, and that same thing it has put here in the segment. Okay, so it will go to the pizza department. You can think it like that. Okay, so that's how you can say we have built the automation. Very simple and easy, my dear friends. Okay, nothing complicated, and we have used trigger node, action node, and even AI node. So hope you guys are getting the idea, and don't worry even if you're totally new. So it could be complex, but as you will going to practice more and more and more, you will basically going to understand each and everything perfectly. Okay. Now, guys, we will going to learn about utility in the same example. So till previous one, our AI has using the order. Okay, it has sent that order details to AI, and it can now understand that whether it's related to cake or pizza, and that segment is now able to be recorded over here in the AI table, right? So which is great. Now let's make it little bit more advanced. Now I will also going to use a utility node. So it's also a utility node. Remember, in utility node we have here. So if you click on the plus button, you can see here we have a data transformation, flow, and core. So these three combined is what it is known as utility. Okay, data transformation, core, and flow, when you combine them together, so it will be considered as a utility node. Now plenty of things. So utility node, it's something related to data. You can play with the data. Okay, like you can clean, duplicate, remove, route, and much more. So let's see that in the action. Okay, the utility node. Now what we want is that using utility, we want to switch the segment to department. So basically what we want is that we want to segment it. That means whenever, let's say, any data will come, so I want to segment it, whether it's related to pizza, okay, or cake. So I can simply, click on this plus button, and now you can basically go to data transformation, and here you guys can see plenty of the option. We have plenty lot of things. Even if you go to, let's say, core, here also you will going to see plenty of other things, but right now we will go with the flow. And here we have this switch route items depending on the defined expression. Okay, so if you click on it, so this is the switch. If you click on back, so the switch is edit, right? So it help you to add the rules. For example, if I open it, so here you can see I can add the rules, multiple rules. So now let's say here in the previous example, we have got the segment. Okay, segment. So I can say something like this. Let's say if I put the or drag the segment here, so I can say if the segment is related to, or let's say if it's let's say is equal to pizza, and I can add another rule. Again, I can drag the segment, and let's say if the segment is related to cake. Sorry, make sure that be careful with the spelling cake. Okay, because if you remember in the previous to the AI, we have is mentioned that pizza spelling is P, where P is capital, and rest everything is small. And similarly in cake, the C is capital and everything is small. So that same thing you have to follow over here. Okay, so because uh, AI will going to give you either pizza, where P will be capital and rest everything is small, and same with the cake. Okay, so if you put a small k or a small p in the pizza, so it could be a problem. Now see what will going to happen. Okay, so let's say if I execute the workflow again, let's say this time I want to put, let's say, uh, daemon, and let's say daemon address is, let's say, New York. Okay, specific address, blah blah blah, and the order, let's say, daemon need, uh, I need cake for my girlfriend. Okay, uh, on cake, let's say, uh, Sneha should be written. So this is basically the customer demand and order. So now if submit it, and once it's submitted, you can see automation will start, and boom, done. And if you see here, you can see that Damon New York, and now AI has identified that it is a pizza. So if you check here on form submission, you can see each and everything we have here. Okay, then Airtable will create the record. Okay, and then AI agent will identify whether it's the order which the user has demanded. So is it cake or pizza? So AI has said it's cake. Then it will go to the next step where it will going to update in the AI table. You can see in the segment it will put cake, and then the switch. So if you see here the switch, now what switch has done? So you can see switch has now identified two things, pizza and cake. And if you go back to the canvas, now here you can see you have two options. If you see it over here and here. Okay, so right now AI can say that it's related to cake. Okay, and if you will going to notice in the switch, we have cake in the second, and the first is the pizza, and second one is the cake. So cake in the second position, and right now we have the user demanded for the cake. So you can see the green line. This green line will go here, 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 and here. See carefully, it has not went to the first position because first is related to pizza. Okay, you can see in the switch first position is related to pizza, but this time the order was related to cake, so the reason it went here in the cake. Now let me also show you with that another example. Let's say execute the workflow again. Now let's take with the pizza example. Let's say this time, let's say, uh, Stephen. Okay, address of the Stephen, you can put it over here. Let's say uh, uh, let's say Stephen need pizza. Okay, even we write pizza in small, pizza with let's say Coca-Cola, something that is the demand of the customer. Submit it, automation will run. Okay, and if you will check here in the AI table, you can see that pizza. Okay, so everything worked, and now just see the workflow. Let me close this too. Now see the workflow and check it very carefully. Now it went in the first position. You can see item in the first and the first line. So the first line, why it went? Because here the pizza is in first position. So basically switch help you to route the particular details like pizza. If it's related to pizza, okay, so it will go to the first route. Okay, and if it's related to cake, it will go to the second route. And now it will allow us that if it's related to pizza. Okay, so what we want to do? So guys, see here in our case, so utility node, which is switch node, we have used under utility that help us to segment the data. Okay, and it has done that. But now what? Now what we want, that action in app with Gmail send email, like we have action in app with Airtable where we have record the data. Now we want that whenever uh, the segment will be defined, so we want the action in a app with a Gmail, and we want to send email. Okay, so let's say because we want that when the segment is defined, whether it's a pizza or cake, and when the switch will properly going to segment it. So if it's related to pizza, so we will send to the pizza department one email. If it's related to, let's say, cake, it will send to the cake department one email. So let's say right now it's a pizza, so I will, let's say, click on the plus button here. Okay, and once you do this, again we need to use action, because action, action note, it basically help you with the apps to integrate. But make sure, one thing which I want to tell you is that first save it, just go to your overview, go to credentials, and make sure that you integrate Google services. So for that also we have set the integrations for you. If you go to N8N integrations, so here you will going to see we also have the Google integration over here. You can see N8N Google integration. Make sure once you do that, everything you will learn how we have integrated it. So make sure that you watch this video to integrate Google services, and it will work for Gmail, Google Drive, and all the Google services. So make sure pause the video and watch this video of Google. Okay, and you will be able to integrate, let's say, Gmail. Okay, so we will use it for this automation. So just go to your workflow, go to automation again. Now it's related to pizza, so I will click on plus button, action in app, and let's say I want to select the Gmail app. I will select the Gmail app, and I want to send the message. Okay, so let's say you will see the send a message. You can see send a message. Okay, and let's say Gmail account, we have already integrated that message we want to send. So what operation you want? So let's say message we want to do, send, delete, so we want to send it. And to, let's say, to pizza department, wait, let me, I will going to put, just for an example, here I will put my, let's say, this email. Okay, you can put to any specific, whether it's, let's say, pizza department, you can put pizza department email, but just for testing. Okay, let's say pizza order. Okay, and by the way, email type, and then you can mention the message. And by the way, we have to execute the previous notes. Let's tap here. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go back. Okay, let's uh, run it, because what we want is that when it send the pizza order to the pizza department, we even want to mention the name, address, and the order of the customer, right? So on that basis, pizza department will maintain it, but we cannot see the previous data. So for that, we again have to run our automation. Let's see, let's execute it. uh, okay, problem with the run flow. Okay, so until unless you will not going to remove this, or you can do one thing, you can just cross the click on that. Wait, let me show you again. So you can click on this button. Okay, and then you can try to run the automation. So let's say uh, gen, okay, address large pizza. Okay, so that is what I have set over here. Submit it. You can see automation will start to run, and you can see it has executed. Okay, now still it will not show it. Why? Now we have even run it. So all you need to do is just connect it like this. Now you will be able to see the data, see the pizza here. Okay, exactly each and everything. Now in the message, okay, pizza order will go. So now what you need to do is that you can just put the pizza order. Okay, just put the name, or what you can do is that you can just do one thing like this. You can just write here name. Okay, or click on the expression. Okay, name, or even you can click on this button here. Okay, this small arrow which you see, click on it, it will open the complete thing. So here you can just write name, address where the order has to be delivered, and what is the customer demand and order, like this. Now what you can do is that from the switch we have got the name, so just put the name here, address just drag it over here, and the segment just drag it, not segment. Okay, where is the order? This one order, just put the order here. Okay, like this. So the pizza department will going to get all such details. Okay, just tap here, go back to the one, and same what you can do is that you can simply right click and let's say duplicate it over here and connect this one, but here in the second one it should be related to cake order. Make sure if you have some other email for the cake department, just put that email of the cake department. Okay, and same details of the order and all will be same. Okay, that's it. Now let's see that in the action. Let's start it. Let's say this time Kunal. Okay, address, let's say Kunal address is, let's say whatever it is. Order, let's say small pizza I want to order. Submit. Let's see the automation if we face any error. So you can see it right now, it's pizza. So that's the reason it went to the top one. You can see the item went in the first one. Okay, so it has went, and let's see the email whether we have got the, okay, or basically we will going the automation will send me the detail that it's a pizza order. You can see just right now 0 minutes ago, and it has mentioned the name, address, and the order what the customer has done. Okay, automatically with N8N. So that's how, my dear friends, the things work. Okay, and that's how we have taught you about nodes. And frankly speaking, we have covered trigger, action, advanced AI node, utility node. But frankly speaking, there are plenty of other nodes, like in the data transformation, you have code, filter, and all. So, guys, for each and everything, if you go to, let's say, kukucourses.com, go here to courses, and guys, we have, here N8N, okay? Or you can just search for N8N on my website, and by the way you will find this complete course N8N. And guys, here you will basically going to learn my complete masterclass. It's basically 12 to 13 hours course, and in future we will going to add more lessons, okay, more things. So in this masterclass you will basically learn plenty of the nodes we have. Currently we have only discussed few, but you can learn each and every of the nodes here in deep, okay, with my this N8N course. Okay, so if you're interested you can just grab it. It will really going to help you out. Okay, and that is what I wanted to teach you. So just go to my website, just for $5 you can purchase it. But frankly speaking, we have plenty of other courses on AI and all. If you go to the courses, we have plenty. One of them build e-commerce website, Sendfox email marketing. Okay, we have artificial intelligence course. If you go to the second page, we have finance related courses, data analytics related courses, programming, and much more. So either you can purchase this course at a one time, or you can purchase our membership. So we have a two membership subscription. So it will cost $20 per year, or the lifetime plan. Okay, so currently the lifetime deal is going on. So once you go with the lifetime deal, so you can get this course plus all the remaining courses we have in our website, okay, for lifetime. And when we launch new courses, you will also be able to access the new courses as well. So this is the benefit you will going to get. So just make sure that you guys go ahead, check my website and check my N8N course if you actually want to learn N8N in more detail. Okay, so for now I believe that you guys have learned plenty of things with our N8N nodes, and we have even taught you what is nodes. Okay, what are the different types of nodes. Okay, and plenty of things we have discussed, right? So that is all I wanted to teach you guys over here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, guys, and one more thing, that throughout the time, if you see that this we have created a complete AI agent with automation together. So while learning, okay, each and everything, we have, okay, from starting to end, from what is AI agent, okay, to what is automation. So you can see I have taught you step by step in the most easiest way. We have set up our anything, we have easily went with all the other things, and at the end we are now able to build, okay, our automation with AI agent. And this is your first you know AI agent you have built with myself, okay, with me, sorry, okay. So you can see, so amazing, right? So that's how I explain, and if you really love how I explain to you, so you can always subscribe and uh, help me to grow more. And if you want to support me financially, so you can get my memberships, and you can see complete curriculum from teaching you reg and AI agent, everything, XML, JSON, everything has been covered in my masterclass, by the way. So that's all I wanted to tell you, okay. Hey guys, so we have also provided the complete free course of AI agent in our website. So just search for KuKu courses in browser, go to kukucourses.com, uh, go to courses, click on free courses here, and just search here for AI agent, okay. And then you will going to see this free course, click on this free course, and you will see, once you click on the start course button here, we are going to add all the parts. Here you can see welcome to this AI agent course. Then part 1 is about, just click here to learn concepts of AI agent, and in future we will going to add more and more parts, okay. So you can always come, totally free course. If you love it, you can always share this course with others as well, okay. And I will also going to attach the link for my N8N masterclass for AI agent full course. It's complete 12 hours course. If you are interested, you can also check this out. I will going to attach the link below. You can even purchase it at a one time single course, okay. Just for this course you can pay, or you can buy our membership, 20 years per plan or lifetime deal, okay. So this membership will going to include the AI agent course plus other courses in our website. So that's totally up to you. I will attach the link below for this course, okay.